Further down Macquarie Island's east coast is a beach with a formidable collection of wildlife, Sandy Bay. Royal penguins, royal and abundant. One of the rangers who's got to know this wildlife well in her 12-month assignment here is Alison Derry.
There's a certain smell about a penguin rookery.
There is. That would be because there's actually quite a large one behind you.
How many have you got here on Macquarie Island?
Actually, on Macquarie Island, we have a couple of 100,000 king penguins, the largest of which is at a place called Lusitania Bay, and we're actually at the Sandy Bay colony. So you're looking about 3,000 to 4,000 adult penguins here. I had the pleasure of counting all the king penguin chicks this year.
That's your job?
So it's part of my job. And so here at this colony, we had about 2,500 chicks counted at this colony this year. So.
And what about those chicks? We're seeing those lovely brown furry chicks everywhere here.
Yeah, at the moment we've only got a small majority of the brown chicks left, and you're looking at last season's chicks. So we've got some of the adults that are actually sitting on eggs again, and so the chicks are actually probably, they were born last January, so you're looking at them just before they're about to fledge and head off out to the ocean for the first time.
Another penguin species found here are the royals, resplendent with their yellow head feathers. As Alison explains, royal penguins live nowhere else on the planet.
Nowhere else in the world can we see royals.
That's correct, yeah. We have an amazing population here. Estimated population of the royals on Macquarie Island is about 800,000, and the majority of that, so you're looking at about 500,000 are based in the southern colonies. So you're only looking at a very small majority here. These guys aren't breeding behind us. There is a colony just above where we're sitting at the moment, and so these guys are basically just hanging out. A lot of them are coming to and from the colony and heading down to the beach and out to sea to feed. So this is a really nice spot to actually see that interaction going on.
Now we've got the 5 metre rule, of course, which means we can't go within 5 metres of them, but they can come up to us.
That's right.
They don't observe that 5 metre rule.
They don't, and they don't quite understand that that's the rule that we've set for them, but they certainly cross over that line, which is fine. I think if we're quiet enough and we sit down and they come to us, then that's nature just doing its thing.
Hard to believe there was a time on this island when penguins were harvested.
That's correct. So in the late 1800s, 1900s, we were looking at massive amount of this penguin and also the other penguins on the island. And their oil was basically used for a lot of tanning products and things like that here on the island. So it's a good thing that they don't remember just exactly how cruel it used to be for them on this island.
Also on Sandy Bay, we spot some skuas, those aggressive scavengers who prey on penguin chicks. Then there are those impressively large birds, the petrels.
Yeah, these are actually the giant petrels. We have 2 species on Macquarie Island, and that's the northern giant petrel and the southern giant petrel. We've actually got both species declining in numbers at the moment. So you're probably looking at about a couple of thousand for the northern giant petrel and a little bit more in that in the southern giant petrels.
Now they're a big bird, and you're telling me one of them this morning almost took out one of these fluffy penguin chicks.
They certainly did. So the king penguins we've just seen behind us, the fluffy brown chicks, one actually tried to chase a parent into the water, not quite ready at that stage yet, got swept out to sea, and a giant petrel that was floating on the surface of the water certainly noticed that chick didn't belong where it should, and was certainly going to munch it before it got back to shore. So they certainly suss out injured prey pretty quickly along with the skuas.
Elephant seals are another impressive resident here on Macquarie Island. The beaches are full of weaners born after their mothers hauled ashore in spring to calve. What always wins my heart are those gloriously cute doleful eyes.
We've got a number of elephant seals here that are actually molting, which is the ones that you can see here. The one to the right is actually what we call a weaner. Now the weaners are another word for a baby elephant seal, and these guys were born in early to mid-October. So you're looking at an animal that's only a couple of months old, that hasn't gone out to sea to fish for the first time yet, and basically they double their size in about 6 weeks.
Now we're seeing a lot of seals jousting.
Yes, okay. That's something that they enjoy to do, play fighting. And the only time that you actually see that the elephant seals are quite serious in that play fighting is around breeding time, when they actually get quite serious and they need to compete with other male elephant seals to hold their harem. But apart from that, it's something that they instinctively do when they are born. So you'll often see the small weaners, they'll be doing that and play fighting as well. they don't actually mean it. I think it's a social and a playful thing that they do.
Fascinating creature. We met one woman this morning that said to us, "What a beautiful creature." And then 2 minutes later, another woman walked past and said, "Aren't they ugly?"
Yes, they are. I don't think you can help but think they're gorgeous. It's particularly their eyes and when they're at baby stage. And I think even when they're molting, they're still a beautiful animal.
Now look at this guy, huge, smashing right through these royal penguins.
Yeah, you'll actually often see that where the elephants pay no regard to the penguin colonies whatsoever, and if they're keen to go through that way to the beach, then that's the way they'll go. Often they won't actually squash the penguins. The penguins are pretty clued on. They'll try and get out of the way, but you will see a mass exodus of the penguins either side as the elephant seal charges through.
Once, large numbers of fur seals could be found here as well, a species all but wiped out by mass harvesting by sealers. It was Sir Douglas Mawson who campaigned successfully to have Macquarie Island declared a wildlife refuge in 1933. Further south, we cruise along Lusitania Bay in our rubber inflatables. In front of us, the largest colony of king penguins in the world. There's so many of them that it's almost impossible to land and find a space more than the required 5 metres between them and us. Highlight for me is spotting this, a down-covered chick swimming well out to sea. It's such a wonderful end to our time on Macquarie Island and the prelude to the next leg of our expedition to the Antarctic. Sailing into Antarctic waters to an escort of killer whales. Our first iceberg. Exploring Mawson's hut. And finding a food depot left by Sir Douglas Mawson's team a century ago.
Another very special place